Warning, this show contains strong language and topics that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised.
Join us for Suplah in the Bank, 8 p.m. GMT, 5 p.m. Eastern, I think. Sam, correct me if it's wrong. And we will see you live on youtube.com/thesuplah-podcast. I'm scared of heights, so I'm going to gingerly get down now. Added.
I'll get the cards, the joints from my generation. I'll take them. Come on, it's on. Let's get it on. The money, we're in this together and do it all. They said nothing's forever, and they refuse to see the change in me. Why won't they wake up? Welcome to Suplah City.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a wrestling fan reaches the end of the world? Well, you're about to find out. Join us on the 8th of June at 8 p.m. GMT at youtube.com/thesuplah-podcast for the end. Just don't be like this guy. Well, you're about to find out. Join us on the 8th of
Hello, Suplah City, and welcome once again to another live edition of the Suplah. I am Andy Kwan, and with me, as always, is Sam Brooks.
Hey, howdy, hey, everybody. The end is finally here. We are finally going to be free from our pain. I'm looking forward to it.
And also, we do have Carmine Antonelli.
Hey,
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the end of something. But we're live to watch it happen. Well, not quite yet, but we're getting there.
And we also have Brandon Davis.
Yay, I finally made it out to one of these. This is cool.
I meant Brendan. Hello, Brendan.
There you go.
I'm tired and nervous. And also, as always, we have Liam Dunn, or Dune.
Damn near perfect intro, but
Damn it, I was so close! So fucking close!
so close. But never mind, we were so close. We'll get it perfect for the next one, which is Suplah in the Bank, which is June 19th, I believe.
yes.
At 8 p.m. So there's the plug. We had the little thing at the beginning, so make sure to tune in for that. But anyway, before we start it, of course, this is replacing this week's normal Suplah show. And what we like to do
Warning,
on
this show contains strong language.
My bad.
Just in case you didn't get it the first time, we do have strong language here.
Fuck.
My bad.
That's the spirit.
So fucking close. So close. Anyway, that's how you know we're live. There's always a problem. There's always something that goes wrong. That's because it's live. Anyway, as I was trying to say before I got interrupted by the warning, this is replacing a normal episode of Suplah. So because of that, we have to do our Suplah tradition. And I want to get it out of the way. I want to get it out of the way first. And Andy's back, which is always good. So he looks like he's about to cry.
You didn't tell me we were doing this!
Don't be this.
God's sake, I don't even have a pen! What am I going to do? I'm panicking and everything. Yes! Stop the pain! Stop the pain! Alright, I've got a pen, and I found it in
I don't have a pen! How am I going to answer riddles without a pen?
I'm casting riddles out! Just shitting Jesus!
Why don't you just type on your phone?
This is a live riddle challenge for Mr.
Oh, I didn't even get the music cue ready, for God's sake,
I
Liam.
piece of paper!
It's live! It's live! We're live!
Yes! You're
Sorry.
still a dickhead.
Sorry. Well, do you want me to wait? I can kind of postpone if you want to get the music.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Okay, right. How's things, Andy?
Good. Right, explain. Okay, for anyone who's new, who's watching this for the first time,
Hello.
explain what this riddle thing is.
So basically, this started back in about February, and I just like to riddle Andy. That sounded weird now that I say it that way.
Go on.
But I like to give him riddles because he thinks he's smart.
I am.
So I want to try and see how smart he is, and he's at the record of 2 correct and 59 wrong.
No,
So-
okay, here's the thing. No, it's not 59, because you kept doubling the count for no reason. I mean, I haven't got 59 wrong. I probably got
He's right, he hasn't got 59 wrong, he's got 60 wrong because we put it back up to try and stop him from being upset about it. when
Oh
we
yes, that's right. We put it back up to 60 because he was getting upset. Oh, I have a phone call. I will.
Absolutely awesome. We are the greatest podcast in the history of podcasts. Joe
Stop the
Rogan
pain.
nothing on us. Right, so
I'm so
basically,
glad I have this.
so what is this? So it's 2 wins and 60 losses basically. Is that what I got?
Actually, it's 1 in 60. Because you told me to reduce for a riddle. No, you told me to reduce for a 1, so I reduced it by 1. You didn't specify which end you wanted me to reduce, so it's 1 in 60.
When
Don't
did
get
that?
mad at it again. You already knew this happened.
When did this happen?
Last episode.
Oh, for God's sake!
Before you went to Poorland, also known as Greece.
No, that's not true.
Horseville.
I don't think it's called Pawsville.
Opa.
Hoppa!
Hoppa!
See that great
Hoppa.
word? It's the best word in the world.
Opa. Jesus
Hoppa.
Christ, we are unnecessarily mean to an entire country.
Yeah. So basically, this thing is rigged and it's bullshit. So
No.
Yes.
Well, it's entirely your fault. You're the one who's not getting them right.
I can get them right. I got it right, and then you were
We
like,
read it.
"No, he's clearly cheating. He's not smart at all." Like, the fuck?
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sam, start when you're ready.
Come on. Alright.
Okay. A man in a restaurant asked a waiter for a glass, for a juice glass, a dinner plate, water, a match, and a lemon wedge. The man poured enough water onto the plate to cover it. He said to the waiter, "If you can get the water on the plate into this glass without touching or moving the plate, we'll give you $100. You can use the match and the lemon to do this." A few minutes later, the waiter walked away with $100 in his pocket. How did the waiter get the water into the glass?
Okay, because Google Hangouts sucks. I couldn't hear half of that. Turn the music
Oh,
off.
for
Okay. So, right. Say it again.
Okay, I'll say it again.
Okay.
Ugh.
Right.
A man in a restaurant asked the waiter for a glass, a dinner plate, water, a match, and a lemon wedge. The man poured enough water onto the plate to cover it. If you can get the water on the plate into the glass without touching or moving the plate, I will give you $100. He said this to the waiter, by the way. You can use a match and the lemon to do so. A few minutes later, the waiter walked away with $100 in his pocket. How did the waiter get the water into the glass?
Okay, so he's got a glass of water.
No, he's just got a glass and a plate with water on it.
Oh, so he's got to get. Okay, so he's got to get the water. Okay, into the
Water
okay,
on
right.
the plate.
Right, got you. Don't blame me. Blame Google Hangouts. Right. So okay. Lemon. What's the significance of a lemon? I don't know. Okay. Right. So. Okay.
I found this one pretty difficult. It's a very tough one, but I had to go tough because it's live.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you brought any packed lunches, now would be the time to start eating them.
Okay. Okay, right. So you got the water and the match and the lemon. I don't understand the significance of a lemon in that one.
Oh my god.
Okay,
That's
so
That's what you got. You can't use anything else. There's a hint, by the way, in the question.
what was the question?
Oh, fucking hell.
How did he do it without? How did he do it? Okay.
How did he do it without moving the plate? And you can use the match and the lemon to do this.
he used the match to. No, that won't work. He. Oh God, I don't know. I don't really. Don't put fuck off, Andy. Anyway, so.
I'm not doing anything.
So he's got. Oh God. Okay. The Matt. I don't know. Fuck. I don't know. I tap out. I tap out. That's it. I don't know.
To be fair, this is a tough one. I wasn't expecting you to get it, but you know, you've kind of got a bit big for your boots. You were like, I was getting the last couple right, so I had to prove to you that you can't do riddles. So, this is how he did it. First, the waiter stuck the match into the lemon wedge so that it would stand straight. He then lit the match, so he put fire on the wood, Andy. Right? I know you and fire. That's probably where you got confused. He put that into the middle of the plate on the lemon. Right? Are you with me so far?
Yes.
Then he placed the glass upside down over the match. As the flame used up the oxygen in the glass, it created a small vacuum which sucked in the water through the space between the glass and the plate. Thus, the waiter got the water into the glass without touching or moving the plate. And that's something you can try at home.
No.
Fuck off, Liam.
That's actually science. That's not science.
He has a degree in American Studies, not science.
I'm never going to get one right, am I?
So, I'm afraid it's going to be up to 2 and 61. Oh, pain. So,
You mean 1 and 61?
1 and 61. Sorry, thank you, Sam.
What?
Oh, sorry, 1 and 61. Yes.
No,
Whatever
I
happened
you
to I
can't
have
count.
to take your first answer?
Yeah, I'll have to take your first answer. 2 and 61, please. Cheers.
That wasn't an answer, though, so... Anyway, we're not here for riddles anymore. We're here
I'll
for...
fight for that.
I tried, Andy.
Nice. So, of course, are we all looking forward to NXT TakeOver?
It's looking good.
It's looking pretty damn good. I think the month of June for wrestling in general is going to be an amazing month, and we are, of course, kicking off with NXT TakeOver The End.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, going on what you said about the summer looking good, is it me or is it most of the time the summer is always the better time for pro wrestling?
I'd say so.
I have to agree.
It always seems like it. I mean, like the summer of Punk in 2011, then there was 2012 with Punk and Daniel Bryan, 2013, which was obviously Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship, 2014, which was that
Rollins and Ambrose.
Yeah, that was, and of course Lesnar winning the title, and 2015, which I can't remember.
It was pain and misery for everybody involved.
So 2015 was the dud year, but for the most part, it's been pretty good.
Actually, in the
It has.
summer, Rollins was champion. We had a lot of his like Cena stuff and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, you mean when the United States champion shit all over the world champion? Man, what a good summer.
Well, at first Rollins beat him.
Well, I know. Ends justify the means, I suppose. We already got a comment, gentlemen, from Ghost Rider vs. Punisher. He says, "Hey guys, nice to see you back. Wow, is it the whole Suplah team here tonight? Is that a first?"
Almost.
Almost.
Not haven't got Keelan.
Keelan is in the ether still. We're trying to pull him out, but he's stuck in there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Somebody say
Yeah.
Keelan.
Somebody save him. For just £2 a month, you can help save the poor pundit boy from the ether.
Hashtag save Keelan Boulderson.
Hashtag save Keelan. There you go. Go to your Twitters.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive, damn it. Keelan's lives matter.
But keeping on with the comments on YouTube, please do get into touch. Let us know what you're thinking of the show. Not just our show, but of course NXT The End, or originally the Revenge was the original name, and then they changed.
No, it was never called that.
No,
Oh.
the universe just unanimously decided, hey, let's call this one Revenge.
Oh, I see. So just okay, right. So I'm trying to stay on track. So, with that in mind, leave comments. We'll be keeping an eye on the comments as they come in, thick and fast, hopefully. And, of course, if you go to the top right of the video, I don't know if I'm pointing in the right direction. I'm not looking at the YouTube. I'm hoping I am. If you go to that, you'll have the little eye. Click on that, and we've got some polls. Not Polish people. Polls, as in, you know.
Wow.
They're called polls!
Yeah, but
And there's your weekly dose of
what you meant even
racism,
before you
everyone.
said that.
It's not even from me.
Right, I'm defending myself because that's like getting upset when Vince Russo's like, oh, you know, Judy Bagwell in a pole match. Like, it's a pole.
No,
You didn't need to
dumbass.
say.
You didn't have to mention that it was a nationality. You could have just said, you know, the quid thing called a pole.
It's a nationality, to be fair.
But you didn't have to mention that. That was the unnecessary racist part of it.
Winnie the Pooh's best friend is Tigger, which also happens to rhyme with...
No!
Yeah.
No, God, please, no.
So, with that in mind, there should be some polls. Go and vote. We've got, of course, we've got polls about who you think is going to win the NXT title. Finn Balor. Billa? Who's Billa? I don't know who that
What
is.
is wrong with you today? I don't understand what the fuck your problem is.
I've been working all day. Fuck off. Finn Balor. Oh, fucking hell. I don't give a shit.
Tumblr, the lesser-known version of Tumblr.
Or you can also vote on Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries.
He got the Japanese name right, but he couldn't get Finn Balor
Yeah,
right.
I love that. Oh, I'm partly Irish, Andy. What's his name? Finn Balor. Oh, I'm not even Japanese. What's his name? Shinsuke Nakamura. Brilliant. That's fantastic.
Fuck off.
And I like how you didn't even mention the other guy. It was either Finn Balor or a different match. Oh my god. So
And Gunther has pointed out that you, in fact, pointed to the wrong side, Liam.
yeah, it was this one here, right? I think I'm getting it.
No, you're doing it wrong too, fuckface.
Really?
Right,
Oh, then
that
it's
way.
weird
That
on the
way.
way it's looking. It's this one then.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, on my view, it's mirrored. That's weird.
Dab.
Mm.
Dab.
No, don't dab.
Yeah, that way.
Yeah,
Damn.
dab
All
that
right.
way.
Let's talk about
Oh god, so it's Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe and
Smojo.
Sojo.
Let's go from the bottom of the card. Actually, I think would be a good place to start with
Probably.
what I assume is going to be the opening match, which is in fact the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger, going one-on-one with a debuting Andrade Cien Almas in a singles match.
And the world goes, who? Who is it, Brooks?
Yeah. What in the hell are you doing?
What a New Day fan you are.
Yeah, really. Need to eat your boodles. But
I wish I
Andrade
could.
Cien Almas is known as La Sombra in his native town of Mexico.
That name I know.
Yeah. Originally a part of the CMLL company. Famous, I think it's the oldest wrestling federation in Mexico. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. La Sombra is originally a masked luchador, but was signed to the WWE, I believe, last September or October, around that time, last autumn, last fall, whatever you want to call it. And he is very, very good at what he does. He's probably, at the time, the most popular lucha star in that part of the world. And now he's making his debut without his mask in NXT against the Perfect 10. Now, speaking of numbers, this is a very interesting fact we've got here. Cien Almas means 100 souls in his native Mexican language. So you got 100 souls versus the Perfect 10.
10!
Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hang on, this must mean that Cien Almas 100 more than 10 is going to beat the Perfect 10.
However.
However, this is where you do the math, you see. At first glance, it looks like that, but let's take a look at the Mexican peso to the Canadian dollar exchange rate. See, a peso is currently worth 0.070 of a Canadian dollar, which means that a single Canadian dollar, a loonie, is worth 14.27 Mexican pesos. And if you do that math in the Mexican money, then Thai is worth 7.011 to Andrande's 100. And if you do the math in good old Canadian money, then Thai is worth 10, while Andrande is worth 142.66. The numbers spell doom for Andrande. The numbers don't lie.
Okay,
Oh,
Steiner.
Scott, what the fuck are you doing, mate?
Point being, perfect 10 and win this. I got my sign ready, as you can clearly see.
Here's the actual facts you should look at. Ty Dillinger is one of the most entertaining people on the NXT roster, but he's a jobber, and Almas is debuting, so he will be winning.
Didn't he win in his last NXT match, though? He beat Murphy, didn't he?
Buddy Murphy
Yeah.
is another jobber, so whatever.
Yeah, that's a fun fact, actually. On the go-home show of NXT, everyone who had a match at the end won, except for the Revival, who were beaten by the team of Gargano and Ciampa.
Okay, who are they fighting? They're fighting American Alpha?
American Alpha in a tag title rematch. But before we get to that, let's talk more about Almas versus Dillinger.
Okay.
Has anyone else seen the vignettes for this man?
He takes
seen
off his
one.
mask and he stares at it, and then something comes up on the screen.
His name, Andy.
That's what I
Some
meant.
mystery language.
Some hieroglyphic language.
English.
English, I'm just getting a grasp on it now.
Fuck off.
I've been studying it for years. It's very mysterious and intriguing.
It is.
But I mean, how good is this guy really? Is he actually good?
He's
Or-
really, really good. I've seen like video compilations of like the top 100 moves of La Sombra, and to be honest, we already have a luchador in the WWE by the name of Kalisto. He's been booked like dirt, to put it politely.
Yeah.
With Almas, he's akin to what Sin Cara was when they originally signed Sin Cara. Now, of course, we all know the original tale of the original Sin Cara. Didn't go well, but that was a different time. The fact that Almas is debuting in NXT first, like officially, to hone his craft and learn the WWE style and to learn English, much like what Andy's doing every day, I think it will be a big success. And whilst I'm a bit miffed to see that the Perfect 10 is the most over jobber in NXT, I'm probably more excited to see what La Sombra, CN Almas can do.
Yes.
I know that Brendan is well into the lucha wrestling.
I haven't been lately. I haven't even really watched NXT in the past
Fantastic.
week. I've just seen like the thumbnails of the videos. I haven't actually watched them. I don't know what the fuck is happening.
I do like how Brendan is on the show and he hasn't watched the stuff.
Wrestling's boring the shit out of me, man.
Yes, fair enough.
I don't even like playing the video
Oh,
game.
the police are
anymore.
coming to arrest you, I think.
Why? Is it because I'm black?
It'd be a shame to see Ty Dillinger lose. Ideally, I would have liked somebody else in the position that Ty's in this match, because he's actually getting over, and it seems like they're really putting more of an effort into his character, which is really weird for a jobber. You would think he would get a push or something. But okay, this new guy, let's see what he can do.
But here's another thing, though, about Ty. Even way back when Apollo Crews debuted and Ty Dillinger was the one that fought him, he didn't get squashed. He put up a good match against Apollo. So I'm thinking now he might have a really good match with Almas.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to the match itself. And the fact that Dillinger has been in the NXT main event for a while now shows that they're putting a bit more stock into him.
Was Andy picking his nose?
No,
Probably.
itching my nose like this. I've got a sunburnt nose, and I have to keep putting like after sun on it so it doesn't keep peeling.
Oh my god, I thought this would come in handy at some point.
Brilliant.
Jesus Christ.
But I think
Liam, what are your
move on
thoughts
to the
on
next one.
Almas versus Dillinger?
I like Ty Dillinger. It's a shame that I don't think he's pushed enough. I like him. I think he's got a good gimmick. I think it's a funny gimmick, but also serious. I remember when we saw him in Nottingham back just before Christmas of last year. That was 6 months ago.
Oh God, please stop reminding me that was 6 months ago.
That went fast. That went fast. But we saw him against Bull Dempsey, and I actually thought he was really good in the ring. I think he lost to Bull, which was a shame. I don't think I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever seen Ty Dillinger win, but I like him. But he's not going to win. I don't know much about the new guy who's debuting. I'm afraid. Like he just looks like Kalisto or Sin Cara, like exactly what he's that sort of. Like that's all I kind of know of him, but it should be interesting, I guess.
Well, I will say it's prepare to be amazed if it goes as well as everyone's anticipating, of course.
Is he known to be quite good then?
Like I say, he's one of the top prospects in his native country. So take that for what you will.
Just to play devil's advocate, so was Sin Cara, the original.
Yeah, of course. But the thing with Sin Cara was that he skipped the developmental process entirely. He wasn't crafted to do the WWE style, which is why he kind of flopped on his main roster run. The fact that Almas is in NXT first and foremost, he's been doing house shows for months now, slowly starting to build a reputation with the hardcore fans. I think it's going to be a better story for Almas than
Yeah, because keep in mind, he was signed last fall, so he's been in the Performance Center all this time. He hasn't just been sitting at home doing nothing. So he's already got some experience.
There was no Performance Center, so.
Right, and Sin Cara just like, he got signed, went straight to Raw, and then that was not a good idea.
No.
So like now, this guy's got more experience with the WWE style. I feel like it'll be way better.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they kind of blew their load a little quick with Sin Cara. Like, the guy, he didn't he didn't know English, but that's not a make or break deal. But he didn't know the style. He didn't they had to have special lighting for him, which I'm convinced was to darken the ring for him, because I think the amount of people in the arena might have put him off. That's my theory, anyway. But I don't know. Okay, you're saying that he's quite good. I'm looking forward to seeing what will happen.
Yeah. So, I think we'll move on to the next match now.
Alrighty, well, let's talk about the aforementioned tag match. It is a rematch between the champions American Alpha versus Revival for the NXT Tag Team Championship. It's a foregone conclusion that Alpha is going to be walking out with the titles, but, a rematch is a rematch.
I'm just going to be glad when the Revival are just not feuding with these guys anymore. Yeah. The Revival for me, and I've said this once, and I'll say it another billion more times, they literally look like creator wrestlers from the 2K games. Just, you hit, they're templates. They're the template characters from those games. They've got nothing going for them. And I get their gimmick. I get that they're not flippy and they're not flashy. They literally are just brawlers type kind of deal, but I don't think it translates. I don't think they have that much of a personality, sadly. And in comparison to, say, American Alpha, who have a brawling technical kind of style, that you can still have that and have some kind of charisma.
I have to agree with Andy here. When you look at the tag team division on the main roster, and we have to look at the main roster because that's what everyone will eventually go to. When you look at the tag team division, you've got the Dudley Boys, who are kind of the guys being used to, other guys to a next level to make them stars. You've got the New Day, who are probably the most over guys in the company. You've got the Vaudevillains, very gimmicky, as Andy says, and doesn't like them for that reason, which is weird. And you've got Enzo and Cass, the other big ones. There's a couple of others here and there. We won't talk about Golden Truth because no one does. But the tag teams in general are very gimmicky, and I'm not you can argue whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, but when the Revival's whole thing is that we don't have gimmicks, how do you think that they would work in the tag team in the main roster? And I know we're talking about the show tonight, but I kind of just want to divert the topic a little bit into something different, just for now.
But here's what I'm going to say. The problem with the Revival doesn't come from their look or their gimmick or lack thereof. It comes from their lack of personality. You can have that no gimmick brawler style and still have charisma. It's just that they don't. And that's where I think some people are getting it confused because they coincidentally also don't have a gimmick. But look at Gallows and Anderson. I don't really think they would be classified as having a gimmick, but they have a personality.
I would argue with that, but okay.
The Dudleys have a gimmick, but they have the same brawling style as the Revival. Maybe a little bit more in depth, but not by much. So those aren't the problems with the Revival. The problems with the Revival are their straight up personalities as characters. Look at Enzo and Cass on the exact opposite end of the spectrum. People fucking love them because they have not just a personality, but the strongest, I'd say, personalities in the tag team division. The Revival have nothing. They have no personalities. You don't need a gimmick to have a personality, and that's where I think their problem is.
I 100% agree, though, I must say.
I disagree. I think everything is a gimmick, because I understand what you're saying, and you could almost say that what you were describing was Stone Cold Steve Austin, but Stone Cold Steve Austin still had a gimmick. It's wrestling. Everyone has a gimmick. And your personality does create a gimmick, and I understand that. That's what happened with Stone Cold. And yes, maybe it's their lack of personality that isn't giving them a gimmick, but at the end of the day, they don't have a gimmick. And I don't know how they'd work without it.
But I think by definition, with what a gimmick is, they do have one. They're the old school brawlers. It's just they don't have a personality to bring that forward and make people care about it.
Yes, definitely.
Weirdly, I'm actually with Andy. They just seem like creator wrestler templates. Like, you can just put on them, and like they literally are just the kind of guys that, to me, they would be jobbers. Like, I would look at them and think they're jobbers.
Yeah, like I remember when we were at that NXT show and their music hit, and it was just like you could hear a pin drop. It was like, and they were were they the tag champs at that point?
They were the tag champs, yeah.
Jesus. Okay, so, and the problem is they're going into this match after losing to Ciampa and Gargano. So it's just like, why the fuck do you think I care about these guys? I don't. And like Sam said, this is a foregone conclusion. You haven't made me care about these guys at any point during their run on NXT, which is a shame, because if they had a personality, they'd be alright, but they don't. And, you know, it's like watching paint dry.
Well, here's a counter-argument to this. I'm going to tie it into a comment that we got from M. Gunter, who, if I can find the comment, that would be a great help. Here it is.
Also,
it says, the Revival...
I was pointing in the wrong direction. The polls are over here. That's the direction. My bad. Go on.
Thank you, Liam. He says, the Revival is a current version of the Brain Busters, down to Scott Dawson looking like Arn Anderson. Which brings me to my counter-argument to this whole, they don't have a personality, they have a, whatever the argument was. If they do draw a lot of comparisons with tag teams of the past, which is why they're called the Revival. I myself, of course, see the similarities with the Brain Busters. Arn Anderson, those kinds of people who, in the past, in like the Territory days, they would just punch people. And yet, people look back fondly on that team. I don't see why it's a problem that I mean, I understand completely the criticisms, like the Revival, they don't get much promo time. You can't really tell them apart unless you knew it going into it, right? But the point I'm trying to make is, sure, this is their gimmick. I don't see a problem with that, and I understand that compared to their contemporaries like Enzo and Cass and American Alpha, who are very charismatic teams, I think you need that one team that's just they don't need to be charismatic. They need to deliver in the ring, and as in-ring performers, I think the Revival are top notch at what they do, which is no flips and just fists.
Roman Reigns. Sorry, what? Sorry. Yeah, go on, keep going.
Why are you talking about Roman Reigns?
Because what you were saying was they don't need a gimmick, they don't need charisma, they just need to be hard hitters. You're describing Roman Reigns, and yet he's failed.
Well, no, Roman Reigns has a gimmick.
And then you were saying that, something works in the past, why doesn't it work today? Well, look at something like Hulk Hogan.
John Cena.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work, though. Hulk Hogan was pretty much beloved in the 80s by everybody. John Cena is mixed at best and loathed at worst.
But I will say this, people don't realize that Hulk Hogan's love and affection from everyone didn't last forever. People did start to get sick of him after a while. And at first, Cena was loved by almost everyone, and then they got sick of him. So that part kind of is the same.
Yeah, by 1995, Hulk Hogan was a full-blown, get the fuck off my screen kind of character. Much like how John Cena was around 2010, 2011, that time period. And I think John Cena's actually turning around in the eyes of the internet community now. People are starting to enjoy him, but...
As a joke, I think.
A bit of both. A bit of both. I can appreciate what John Cena is now, because he's not burying people anymore. Hopefully.
Not as much, for sure.
But, yeah. But my point being, forgetting Roman Reigns here for a second, because we somehow seem to default to him no matter what we
back
talk
to the revival.
And I didn't even bring him up.
Yeah.
No, surprising, and he didn't bring up his boyfriend in conversation. Very telling.
Shit.
Anyway, my point being, I get the criticisms of the Revival, but at the same time, I think the Revival are a necessary team, because we can't all have a tag division that is just Enzo and Cass and the American Alphas. We need teams like the Revival to provide that counterbalance.
I mean, I'm not saying...
I was going to say that too.
I'm not saying they're bad wrestlers as well. I'm not saying that they're bad. They're good.
I get what you're saying. You're saying that they have no personality to connect to.
But this is the land of WWE. This isn't Ring of fucking Honor where you could be a good wrestler and then the personality there doesn't really make that much difference. This is the land of WWE. This is the land of you have to have a personality. I'm not saying gimmick. Funny enough, I haven't said gimmick so far. You need to have some sort of personality or something about you that makes you different. Not necessarily a gimmick, but you have a fucking personality, for God's sake. And even Blake and Murphy have some kind of personality when they were a team, but these guys just, I don't know, they just seem generic as...
Well, you can't compare them to Blake and Murphy either, because Blake and Murphy had a very strong personality and gimmick, but I will say, you don't need the Revival to have this huge, overwhelming personality to get by. They don't need that to succeed, but they can't get by with zero either. And I'm not saying they have zero, but I guess they need to just bump it up just a little bit more because, for whatever reason, the crowd's not connecting with them. I don't really think they're that bad, personally, but the crowd isn't connecting with them, and unfortunately, that's the way WWE and especially NXT is. NXT, you need much stronger personalities than you do on Raw, I'd say. You can get by with less on Raw than you can on NXT. So, for now, as long as they're still there, just bump it up a little bit more. They don't need a lot more. They just need a little bit more to get by.
Okay,
However...
Hang on, no, let's move on. Been on this for a while. Let's move on.
Okay.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to potentially match of the night other than the main event. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries.
Mm-hmm. This is going to steal the show.
This is an interesting one.
This is going to steal the show.
Steal the show. It will.
And
Here's my take on this. Here's my take on this. And basically, you have two of NXT's hardest prospects in both Aries and Nakamura. Nakamura, you can argue, is the hardest of the two. Aries has kind of been a... What the fuck are you doing?
I was doing the Nakamura thing.
I thought you were having a stroke.
I was doing the Nakamura thing.
Bruh. Anyway. Nakamura is obviously the more charismatic of the two. People are going apeshit whenever he comes out at Full Sail, right? But I think Austin Aries might snatch out the win here. And think about it this way. I would be fine with either of them winning. Yeah. But with the main event temporarily going to that, it's a foregone conclusion that Samoa Joe is going to win and retain the title, right? Samoa Joe, big, not Samoan heel, right? I think that I know Aries is sort of playing a heel on TV now to counteract with Nakamura, who's super over babyface, but I think they could do Aries versus Joe in a way that Aries is the face in the situation, and that Joe is the heel. And Shinsuke, whilst he would have his first loss to Austin Aries, it won't hurt him by any means. It's not going to make his stock fall by any stretch of the imagination. But
No.
I'm thinking that just in terms of future programs, I would rather see Aries versus Joe in a different environment than the Def ENA Impact Zone.
Yeah.
And we'll probably get Nakamura Joe at a later stage, but I just want Aries and Joe first.
You see, the way I think it's going to go. Sorry, Andy, but no one cares what you think. But I think it goes is that I think Nakamura is going to win. I do. I think Nakamura is going to get the win here, and then they'll use this to springboard him into the title picture, and Joe will give him his first loss to cement Joe as a legitimate champion.
I don't think that. I think Shinsuke's going to win because he is, without any shadow of a doubt, one of the biggest stars on the entire planet. And like I feel bad for not really watching that much Shinsuke Nakamura kind of stuff in New Japan before he came in, because he is oddly charismatic, he's really funny, and he has charisma oozing out of his fucking pores. So at this point, I would capitalize on that and just say, Joe Nakamura, Brooklyn.
Here's the thing, you don't, like, it's not going anywhere. I wouldn't say there's really a need to capitalize on it right now. It's not going anywhere.
But he's just so over. He's more over than anyone else. Like, as soon as...
He's been that over for years! Damn. Years!
I know, but just, like, God, I'm just scared.
Okay, right. Here's a potential one, right? Throw a spanner in the works. What if both of them go into the title picture with Joe?
Maybe.
Cool. I feel like we're having a discussion in NXT here, like just creative.
I don't know, dude. I think the title picture would be a bit too crowded if they did that. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a three-way situation in the title. They've had four-ways in the past, and it was fine. But it's down to the specific talents. They're building stock in Smojo. You've got Aries and Nakamura, who in their own rights are very big personalities, very big egos. I just don't know if it would benefit the title picture if it was all three of them at once. Maybe one after the other, sure, but all at once, I think that would be blowing your load a bit.
But who's to say, like, that Balor isn't going to win, by the way? I don't get how.
Because why would he?
Yeah.
He doesn't.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
I can see it happening.
I mean, there's obviously a chance it could happen, but for the sake of, I don't know, convenience, I guess, just keep the title on Joe, move Balor up so finally everyone can stop complaining about it.
Yeah.
Can stop going, when's he coming up?
When's he coming up? He's teasing going up. He's been teasing going up for literally over a goddamn year.
I don't know. I can still see...
Don't move up Joe. Move up Balor after he loses in the cage and put Joe over as the biggest heel monster in NXT and have him feud with everyone else.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Hideo Itami.
Like Hideo Itami, who may or
He's
may not
never
be
coming
returning
back at this
tomorrow.
point.
No, he's coming back.
You don't know that, Andy.
He's been injured since... He's actually been injured for more amount of time than he was on screen for. That's never a good sign.
Regardless, let's just play with the cards that we've been dealt. I think that Nakamura's going to win, and they're going to use it to springboard him into the main event with a title shot against Joe, and I think they'll use that to push Joe further. Not at Nakamura's, expense. Nakamura is a former IWGP champion, but it will prove and show to Joe, to the fans, that Joe is a legitimate monster heel. I'm not saying he has to destroy him, but he will beat him, and that's what I think will happen. And I don't think Nakamura is ready for the title, but I just think that he's ready. It's like what they've done with AJ. I think it's a very similar thing going on with AJ, but NXT with Nakamura. I'm not saying that, we knew when AJ was put into the title picture with Roman that he wasn't going to win, but everyone was excited that he was going to be a main event player, like a real legit main event player, and I think it's going to be the same thing this way.
Yeah, it was a little bit different with AJ, though, because he had lost almost every pay-per-view match up until being in the title picture, and then it just kept going down.
Yeah.
That's why I think that it will help Joe, because they want to push him as a monster heel.
It could be that. I'm honestly not too sure what's going to happen. I don't really have like a big theory on like it's going to be Aries, it's going to be Nakamura versus Joe.
Isn't it nice to actually, for once, have a debate over where things will go, as opposed to going, yeah, this person's going to win.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
Roman
much-
Reigns is going to beat this guy. Let's figure out how Roman Reigns is going to beat this guy. Am I right?
Yeah.
It's nice to actually have a debate
Mm.
and talk about it.
But we haven't heard Brendan's thoughts, so what does he think?
My thing is, I'm just wondering who it would hurt the most, like if they were to lose to Joe or whatever. Like from Shinsuke, from what I've seen, every time he comes out, they just go ballistic, like Attitude Era shit, like reactions and stuff. But I haven't really seen or heard much of the same for Austin Aries, really.
Here's the
Like,
here's
if Shinsuke loses, he'll still be cool. If Austin Aries loses, he might still be cool, but not as cool as Shinsuke. Like, you know what I mean?
That was my logic in picking Aries to be the
Yeah.
winner. It would hurt Nakamura less to lose than it would Aries, because if Aries has a big match with Corbin in his debut and then loses to Shinsuke Nakamura, I feel like that would do more damage to him than what's necessary.
Yeah. Like, Shinsuke would be cool. If they had, like, a mid-card belt or something, Shinsuke could run that shit all day or something. But
I think he's too high for a mid card.
tell that to Japan.
I will, but I think he's a bit too. I think they're pushing him harder than a mid carder.
In NXT, it's impossible to be a mid-carder. When you're on the main roster, when Shinsuke eventually gets to the main roster, when he's done all his stuff in NXT, put the goddamn Intercontinental belt on him and make it mean something. He can do it. He did it before. Do it again. Different world. Same
he,
Actually,
shit.
he turned the Japanese Intercontinental belt into practically a main event belt.
He did. It did main event things like it should have done, to be honest. But that's Japan. This is here. I think we need a bit of a TLC for the Intercontinental belt. Give it to
but that's
Shinsuke once he
talks
moves up.
for way down the line.
Yeah, it is. It's just nice to have a positive outlook on things sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. So I think we've said pretty much all we can say about this match, yeah?
Yeah, unless anyone has any last words about it.
No.
All right, let's move on.
All right.
We skipped over a match before we
What?
go to the main event.
Hmm.
Asuka, the NXT Women's Champion, will put her title on the line against Nia Jax.
Thanks for doing the thing I was going to do, Andy.
No worries.
Asuka.
Asuka.
Yeah.
I'm not the only person who
Please.
thinks Nia Jax is going to win.
Yes.
Here's what I'm worried about, gentlemen. Here's what I'm worried about.
What's that?
Asuka is one of, I believe, only 3 people that's undefeated in NXT right now. The other 2 being Nakamura and Aries, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's the only woman that's undefeated
Mm-hmm.
in NXT. Here's my paranoia.
Oh.
They need a credible heel in that women's division. And the fact that Nia Jax beat Bayley
Yeah.
clean
Mm-hmm.
in the run-up to this, put her out of the title picture. I'm scared, guys. I'm scared that
I
Nia
wouldn't
Jax is going
be
to win and be the Samoa Joe of the women's division, if you get what I mean.
I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I prefer Asuka, but if Nia Jax won, I don't think that's really that bad.
No, I can see that.
I don't know. Here's how I feel about Asuka. She's not great at the promo work, and that's a little bit of a problem. And it's it's not that she's bad, it's that she has such a limited capacity of what she can do in a promo. I don't know if anyone saw the go-home show of NXT where it was a contract signing between Asuka and Jax.
Yep.
Yeah, Liam saw it.
You
so
talk
Liam,
too much. That's what she said.
yeah, Liam and Andy can agree in me saying that her thing isn't necessarily that she's a promo cutter, it's that she's a hard hitter. And whilst that's okay with her limited English, I just think that maybe they're going to see a bit more in having a dominant heel that can cut promos, that can deliver in the ring against somebody who may be over as hell, but they have that one weakness going for them.
Yeah, I could kind of see that.
Considering Roman Reigns, I don't think that's
Oh,
as big of a
God
problem as
damn
you
it.
think it is.
It's NXT, it's different from Raw, you know what I'm saying?
They kind of care in NXT.
They
Yeah,
kind
but then
of
they have Finn
care.
Balor.
In that respect, I would rather Nia Jax over Eva Marie. I'd rather Nia Jax
Oh yeah.
the top heel.
Yeah, but Eva Marie couldn't cut promos either.
That's what I mean. But it's quite clear that WWE wants to push her as a top heel, and she's just shit. She's
Yeah.
terrible.
Nia Jax isn't bad in any one subject.
She gets a lot of criticism, she gets a lot of flack for having squash matches, but I really don't think that's a problem.
Her
And
match
here's
with
the
Bayley
thing.
was good.
She's improved, certainly. Like when she first got there, no. Now she's improved, and like I feel like her character is a little bit more, I don't know the right word, but it's a lot stronger now than what it
More
was.
fleshed
Like
out.
they've actually like put some thought into it rather than I'm just really big. I'm bigger than everyone else.
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, so that was it, and now it's like, I'm going to fucking destroy everyone. Oh, wait, I'm against the other person that's basically destroyed everyone. Fight! That's better than, I'm not like most girls. That theme needs to go, by the way.
I think it would be fine if it weren't for the lyrics.
Yeah, it's
I don't know if anyone saw like the episode of Breaking Ground where you see Nia Jax hear her own theme music for the first time, and it's like that. Oh God, what was the name of that movie where that drug lord got a sweater and he was like, "It's a sweater! It's a sweater!" Like you could just see the disappointment on her face, just like, "Oh, it's my theme! It's my theme. I'm not like most girls." Oh
Yeah.
no.
They put a lot
But
of the size.
mm.
You
But,
don't really need to have lyrics like that. Like, just remember Karma, the
Yes.
2 appearances she had?
Yeah.
But her music enough showed what she was. It didn't say, I'm not like other girls, I'm really big.
just in case you couldn't tell, you know,
Yeah.
that's spelled out for you.
For any blind wrestling fans, I'm bigger than
that's
the
the
rest of
thing.
them.
Blind
Stevie
wrestling
Wonder watching.
fans.
I feel like she has a character now as well. She's not like Awesome Kong clone 2.0, whatever. Like, I feel like she has something about her. I don't like the leg drop as a finisher because it's not the 1980s. So I wish you'd do like a power bomb or something, or just something. I don't know, just some kind of move, a Samoan drop or something. I'd fucking know anything. Not a fucking. It's not like a jumping leg drop either. It's just I'll rest my leg on him.
Just da 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 da, ain't got no chance to hide.
Oh, that's what he's doing. I was wondering what the hell he was doing.
Oh, I thought he was having a beatdown for a
Yeah,
second.
I did. Live on the Suplah, Liam has some kind of mental breakdown. Like,
No, it's
Singing
just
Stevie Richards' theme song.
reference.
No, because you
I'll
mentioned.
show you. You'll see. Oh, it's so fun to do.
Drop. You mentioned leg drop. I was like, what is Hulk Hogan's theme now? How does it go? When it comes crashing down and it hurts inside. That's
Right, and Hulk Hogan's racist.
that's ironic when it comes crashing down and hurts inside, especially as he has a sex tape. Hi-oh! Anyway, so...
Wow.
So-
quality
No, I'll just leave. Fuck it.
I don't get.
Sex tapes crash
Where's
and
he
hurt.
going?
Oh.
Him.
Still not funny.
Do you get it?
No.
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 Go away.
What? What's happening?
Hey guys,
Everyone shut the hell up for a second. We got a comment.
It's like an orange Hulk Hogan. Yeah, great, Andy. That's
That's
what.
not what I said. I didn't compare Hulk Hogan to a fucking orange, did I? Anyway, moving on.
Used to talk about anything else.
So
Anyway, stop the pain. Stop the pain.
We got a
Sam,
comment.
go on.
We got a comment from who is this? Janie Patel.
Oh Jesus, it's her. Oh
She
God.
says, "Hey bitches."
Look, this is just a troll. Get rid of her. Anyway,
What's up, bitch? Let's got another comment from Ghost Rider vs. Punisher, who says, "I am worried for Asuka's future, especially the need to be an all-rounder if she gets the call-up. She could be given a silent, menacing gimmick, which would work. I don't like anything about Nia Jax. That behind-the-scenes episode ruined her heelness by humanizing her." Seth Rollins? What?
But here's the thing. There was a report going around that she's never getting called up. Like, her purpose is just to put people over. And if
They
that's
said that
true,
about
no,
Samoa Joe too, and then there's rumors that he's going to get called up. So
You know, I'm pretty sure that there's rumors that anyone in NXT is going to be called up soon if they're, like, popular in NXT.
right.
Like, if you're popular in NXT, about a month after your debut, you'll be rumored to be called up until you get
all
called
because
up
of Kevin
2 years later.
Owens.
All because of Kevin Owens, right? But let's take a look at the first portion of his comment. Asuka could be given a silent, menacing gimmick, which would work.
With her mask and everything,
No.
I could see that working out really well.
Yeah, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that she needs to be able to cut promos. I'm just saying that in the realm of NXT, I think that NXT might see more value in a heel that dominates and cuts promos rather than a babyface who we don't really know much about that can just do a great in-ring performance. That's
It's
what
like what I was saying about the revival. You're just going to need a little bit more while you're in NXT.
Exactly.
And I think, like, Vince prefers people that can cut a promo. Like, even people that shouldn't really be talking. Like, in the history of the company, there have been people that have been brought in that can't cut a promo to save their life. Like a Goldberg, like an AJ Styles. Like, I know AJ's got better. Okay, he's got better over time, but, like, I would rather
Roman.
have people just go out there, do flips or smash people, destroy them, rather than cut a 20-minute promo. And I think Vince prefers it when people can talk, even though there are wrestlers in the past that can't talk, and they just
Hi,
make
John
them-
Cena.
What the hell is John doing?
He's glaring at you. He's giving you that side eye. He's trying to slide into your DMs.
No, John is not sliding into my DMs. That's not going to happen.
But anyway, let's, I guess, give up predictions for this match. Whilst I made the point that Nia Jax would probably win, I gotta say it's not exactly a 100% guaranteed victory for Asuka. I think there's maybe a 50-50 split. Just because I want to see it, I want to see Asuka keep dominating.
Yeah.
It would suck if she lost the title in her first defense.
Yeah,
Or
I think
second
she should
defense.
hold on to it for a while. But if Nia Jax became champion, that's not like Doomsday, is what I'm
No,
saying.
no. It's not like Roman Reigns winning.
Doomsday would be Eva Marie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but for now, like, Asuka is the preferred ending. Nia Jax wouldn't be the worst.
Sam, you're on the YouTube video at the moment, aren't you?
I am, yes.
Let's see what the fans are voting for the Nakamura Austin Aries match. Let's see what the votes.
Let's have a lookity look.
They're voting. I meant to take this earlier, but then we got onto this topic.
We currently have 100% of our people backing Shinsuke.
Well,
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, 100% on 100 people. 100% of the voters are saying Shinsuke is going to win. Of course, you can still vote. Let us know. We'll be keeping an eye on it all the way to the end of the show. And we also, you can vote on who you think is going to win the next match we're going to talk about, which is, of course, Finn, insert name here, versus Samoa Joe in a steel cage match.
Fine Baylor versus Samoa Joe.
I hate every single one of you. And I will play with your
And
hands.
I can't speak my own language. Lol. Like,
I wish I I want plagues upon everyone's houses here.
Spin Galore versus Jersey Mike.
Oh, so Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe for the NXT Championship inside a steel cage. This feud's gone on too long.
Been on since November.
Yeah.
I'm sick of seeing them fight.
Okay, I'm happy with it ending, but I don't think it's gone on for too long. I think they've just got it about right.
No, I think I agree with Carmine. I think it's gone a little long. I think their idea has been, oh, the fans like this, let's just run it into the ground. And it's like, I remember very distinctively, and I don't know if Andy remembers this. The rest of you won't because you weren't fans at this point. But Andy, do you remember in 2003, Booker T and Christian feuded for the Intercontinental Championship for about 9 months? Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. What the fuck was this?
Exactly. It was so long that it got just boring. Like, they started feuding in like the May, and then they didn't have the finish until like October.
But I mean, yeah, but that's an Intercontinental title feud, for fuck's sake. This is right. The thing is, I like long-term booking because you don't like fucking blow your fucking wad in like one feud.
No. We're not saying that long-term booking's bad. Here's a great, like, to me, the perfect example of long-term booking is Kane's debut and rivalry with The Undertaker. But the thing is, that they hyped Kane up for like 6 months before he debuted, and then he initially debuted as attacking The Undertaker, and then they joined forces, and then they attacked each other again, but then they swapped sides, so Kane became the babyface and Undertaker became the heel. There was a new dynamic every couple of months. This has kind of just been the same thing. In the what?
That's my complaint. Is that it's just
months
been...
rivalry we had. The title's only changed hands once, and I'm not saying the title should have changed hands 5 times. What I'm saying is it's basically the same thing that we've seen for months on end. You can still have long-term booking, but make it different and refresh it.
Yes. My thing is that it's just been one-on-one match, one-on-one match, one-on-one match, one-on-one match, one-on-one match, and now we're getting a steel cage match. It's like, dude. And the title changed hands at a house show, so like we didn't even really get to see a switch. It just kind of happened one day. I feel like it should have started with a one-on-one match. Finn Balor wins by pinfall. Samoa Joe prides himself on being a submission expert. Next match is a submissions match. Finn Balor somehow still pulls out the win. Next match, you go like it's a hardcore match or some shit. Maybe that would have been the steel cage, and then you get Samoa Joe winning. Then you get a house show title rematch, one-on-one match. It's fine. Samoa Joe retains. Then the end, you get like a last man standing match or some shit, like some big culmination, and this is it. This is where the feud ends. Samoa Joe might retain, Finn Balor might win it back. We haven't even fully agreed on what's going to happen there, but it's different every time. And maybe somewhere along the line, it switches. Finn Balor becomes the heel, Samoa Joe becomes the face. But even that's not really necessary. Just make the matches a little bit different each time so that people like want to see it again instead of just like, oh, it's literally the same thing they did last time.
I mean, at this point, I would have done the final match being like a loser leaves town kind of match, where it's all or nothing. You get the belt or you're gone, and by gone I mean they get called up.
No, because everyone knows in NXT, loser leaves town means you get called up, so losing means nothing.
Yeah.
The only thing I really look forward to in these matches is what the hell Finn Balor.
That's on top. That's like, for the dumbest things Andy said, that's kind of up there with the idea of a steel cage within a steel cage match. Like, that's kind of up there for awful ideas.
Well, it's better.
Sorry,
It's better idea than the Emperor's Asylum was.
Do you mean that? Shut up. Do you mean that time where he tried to explain that a cage around another cage would be good, completely forgetting the fact that the Punjabi prison exists and everyone hated it?
But like a loser leaves town match in NXT is necessary in different contexts. They did it to Bo Dallas once. I don't remember who he fought. I think he fought Big E. And it's like, That's not the culmination of a fucking like 6-7 month feud. Like, no
I would
thanks.
argue if you're going to do a cage match for the first time, that's got to be a culmination of a feud, for God's sake. It's a
Sure,
cage.
that's fine, whatever. But like, there should have been other stuff along the way. This shouldn't be the first different match.
Quick question: can a cage even fit inside that building?
We're
No,
about to
make it
find
work.
out.
It fucking better.
Yeah,
Unless
really.
Better.
Unless they
But
just
here's
put
my-
in like
here's
a
my,
baby guardrail around the ring.
They might
Here's
have.
my thoughts on this.
Oh, go on.
Finn Balor will probably remain in NXT for a while longer.
Yeah.
That's
It
my
wouldn't
honest thought.
It wouldn't surprise me if they use this opportunity to make him the first ever two-time NXT champion.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking earlier. Like, this could be... Because Sami Zayn's not coming back to NXT. So that little crusade is in and gone. So it's literally... You could say, when they finally bring him up, they'll be like, he's the only guy to become a two-time NXT champ. And he's defeated Samoa Joe. He's defeated... All of these guys are on the fucking roster already. He's fucking brilliant. And that's what I would do. I mean, I wouldn't complain if Joe retained, but you know, I can see Finn winning this.
If Finn
Yes.
does win, like if he does win, you just know they're going to continue it for like another 2 months or whenever the next takeover is. And I'm already sick of seeing it.
Or
I was sick last takeover.
or you could have Austin Aries beat Nakamura. He's a heel, and then you have Aries versus Finn, and then you have Nakamura versus Joe, and then
No. I want Finn Balor to lose, stay in NXT for a little bit, go heel, and then stay until Hideo Itami comes back and finally finish that goddamn storyline that never fucking finished.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to what I want. What I was basically going to say is that Finn Balor, I want him to lose.
Yeah.
I want Samoa Joe to not be a paper champion. I want him to have a good reign, a couple of defenses here and there, and then he'll lose to maybe Aries, Nakamura, whoever the next guy is. Balor needs to lose. He needs to stay in NXT for a while longer. And then, if the heavens open, which they might, he gets called up. And they do something with him there. But the NXT main title picture has had Balor in it for so long, I'm starting to get sick of him. I want him out of it. I've already seen him as champion, I've already seen him as in the championship chase. I want to see what else he can do. I want to see him have a credible feud that doesn't revolve around a belt, and I want to see that happen in NXT. Who with is down to whoever books NXT, right? And I want that to happen because Balor, I think, needs a bit of a break from the championship so that you can give him an extra dimension to this character. Maybe a heel turn, maybe a different opponent, either one of those.
I'd like to see a heel turn.
A heel turn for Balor would be good because, to be honest, when he was a heel in Japan, he made the Bullet Club. Rest is history.
I've never seen him as one, but it just seems like he would be able to do it so perfectly.
Oh yeah, he's very good at being a heel from what I've seen in his New Japan days. But going to Joe, I said this about Jax. I think Joe needs to be the guy that needs to be overcome by a new challenger. The fact that if he can beat Balor as the Demon, the first person to beat Balor as the Demon, inside a goddamn steel cage, I think that will cement him in his own league. And when somebody beats Joe for the championship, it will pass the torch in that regard. It will put someone in their own league.
And
so
that's
on, so forth.
That's why I said that having Nakamura go up against Joe and lose to Joe would push Joe even further.
It would. It would. And that would have to be Nakamura. It couldn't be anybody else because Nakamura losing to Joe wouldn't hurt him that much. It would hurt. It wouldn't hurt him as much as it would anybody else. Is what I'm saying. But
Also,
I think
the other
Joe
thing,
needs to be that guy.
And sorry, just to go back to the Austin Aries Nakamura match, the thing is as well is that for me, and I'm not saying that either of these two guys would go into being the #1 contender after this, but for me, we've already seen Austin Aries versus Samoa Joe. I kind of want to see something different.
Sure.
That's a fair
I think he's
point,
going to
but
end
at
up
the
fighting
same
both of them at some
time-
point.
Sure, and at the same time, Joe vs. Aries occurred in a shithole. If it occurred in a program with good writing and a different kind of ring style than TNA, I think it could be even better.
Yeah, but we have seen it, and we haven't seen him go up against Nakamura. That's all I'm saying.
This is very true.
What are the listeners and viewers thinking, though, Sam? Let's have a look at those polls that are not from Europe, that are actual polls, as in things people vote in.
Just stop. Just stop.
What's next, Liam? You're gonna start making EU jokes? Stop it!
Literally just started talking about the EU referendum. That's happening.
Well, in our Shinsuke versus Austin vote in, vote leave poll, we have Shinsuke at 80% with Austin Aries at 20%, so we have an Aries fan in our midst.
Mary's fan amongst us.
And in the main event scenario, we have 100% backing for Smojo.
Smojo! Senor Joe!
Senor Joe! Anyway, we've got a comment from Ghost Rider vs. Punisher who says, do you guys think there will be some NXT call-ups next month at the brand extension?
I think it's inevitable.
I would like to see that.
Yeah. Maybe that's when Balor goes. Who knows? Someone will go up. I imagine they'll call up at least one superstar and at least one tag team. I think they'll leave the women where they are because they already have enough, but I think that'll be what they do.
Let's put it this way. That roster, that main roster, this is the difference between 2016 and 2002. 2002, they had WCW guys left over, ECW guys left over, and of course their own main eventers. There was a lot of stars on there, right? 2016 is a completely different matter. They're doing this because basically USA has said, well, ratings aren't good enough for SmackDown. You need to change your game, guys. So the roster on the main event in 2016 is much different and not as deep as the 2002 roster. So I think in order to do that, I think after I've sat on it and thought about it, I think ultimately the draft is a good idea, and I think just like it was in the early 2000s, it will allow people to rise through the rankings. Look at people, I know everyone hates him, John Cena, he rose through the rankings. Heck, even Randy Orton, even Shelton Benjamin. I know he got buried towards the end of it, but he beat Triple H in Triple H's reign of terror between 2003 and 2005. Like, he actually beat Triple H. So the draft allowed people to become stars, and I think it's just inevitable that with the lack of roster that they have, that they will bring NXT guys up. The question is who?
I don't know.
And the crowd goes
Well, I mean, I don't want to give away what I would do because I'm currently in the middle of writing an article about it, which will be like Quan's Corner. Yeah, they're gonna have to flesh this whole thing out with call-ups. I don't know what we're talking about exactly because my call dropped as usual. Partway through.
About, with the brand split draft, will there be NXT call-ups and who?
Oh yeah, I guarantee that's one of the reasons why it's called the fucking end. Because the way NXT is now, I feel like with the recent kind of, oh shit, let's bring in No Way Jose, oh shit, let's bring in this other guy, oh shit, we need to like push new people now, because it's almost as if they know that the current crop of talent is probably about to get called up, probably. Like, not a lot of them, but a lot of the kind of main guys, I would imagine, in risk.
For me, I kind of hope that a lot do get called up, just because I want to see fresh faces on NXT. I want to see brand new people. Like, that's the whole thing to me that NXT is meant to be. Like, it's new people. It's constantly new stars that you see go from the bottom to the top. And we've got a lot of people who are top stars, like Finn, insert name here. We've got Joe. We got, heck, Nakamura. I'm not saying that he will, but I'm just saying he's a big name. You got Aries. You've got quite a few people. I feel a little bit like NXT needs a facelift. And I'm not saying everyone on the roster needs to go to the main Raw and SmackDown roster. What I'm saying is that maybe, for example, another reason why it could be called the end, is that there's the Cruiserweight tournament that is happening, the open world whatever it's fucking called, but it's got that
Cruiserweight
cruiserweight.
Classic.
That's it. Who's to say that those people who are going to be in there aren't going to be signed to WWE? And maybe it's just the end of one era for NXT and the start of a new one.
Because, I mean, look at when NXT first started as what it is now. You had Seth Rollins and, like, that crop of talent, like Roman Reigns back then. Then you had Jinder Mahal and, like, Tyson Kidd for a little bit, and then, like, you had these other names mixed in there. There's never going to be a clean sweep. You're always going to have some names you know. And that's why I feel like Nakamura, Aries, Joe, they're staying. Finn Balor might go. But
I wasn't
those other three big names are staying.
I wasn't insinuating that they were going. I'm just saying, like, I think it's just time we had some new, fresh faces, like literally like a bunch of, like. Here's another example. Does anyone remember? It must have been late 2000s. Teddy Long was like the new superstar initiative, and they brought up a load of FCW guys, and most of them floundered, but it happened anyway. I feel like they kind of need to do something like that, and I think it would be plausible for NXT.
Sure, and that's why you're getting people like Almost being introduced. Like, that's definitely going to happen. But
I mean, I think we have two key things to remember here. Number one being that what we see on NXT every week is the tip of the iceberg in terms of people who are competing at the Performance Center. We have names. One that immediately comes to mind is Hugo Knox, an English wrestler. Currently dating Nia Jax, but that's irrelevant. Point being is that you have people in the Performance Center who are probably, in all honesty, more ready or not than to go into the NXT TV scene rather than stay on the NXT house circuit. The point being that Triple H himself said in the latest conference call, even if there's like an en masse call-up of NXT, he's got like 60 guys waiting at the Performance Center to step in. And I think with that in mind, there's not really a worry about spreading NXT a bit thin, because it's always. And of course, the second thing to remember is that recently we've had a bit of a call up in that we've had Ward Villains, Enzo and Cass, Apollo Crews, all of these people move up into Baron Corbin. All of these guys move up onto the main roster. With that in mind, and despite what I just said, I think that if they call up any more people, they might start to have a tiny bit of a problem.
Because then you're running out of familiar faces. You can't have too many new faces.
Yeah,
exactly. The reason why people watch NXT in the first place is to see these familiar faces with a mix of new faces.
Then it'll
be fine.
My biggest fear, if you have a mass call-up, like one of the reasons why I think NXT is so popular is because it's more of a wrestling-orientated product than like storylines and that kind of thing. So like. And NXT is known for having really good matches. Like, if you go even as far back as Sami Zayn and Cesaro with that 2 out of 3 falls match, it's known for having that kind of stuff. So if you start calling up these people that could potentially have those matches, I worry that NXT will just kind of, like, the whole popularity of it and the matches that we see could dwindle slightly. I don't know.
Wait. At the end of the day, NXT is just a developmental system. Who's to say that they won't have those matches on SmackDown?
Right.
Just
hypothetically. No, I'm not denying that they could have those matches on Raw or SmackDown, whatever like brand they're on. But I'm saying for NXT specifically, it could hurt NXT as a brand now.
Wait. When NXT started, there was a lot of guys, excluding someone like Seth Rollins, who was Tyler Black on the indie scene, for example, or John Moxley, or I think that was his name. Better numbers. But aside from people like them, NXT, everyone on NXT was pretty much new, and they had to have people like Rey Mysterio down, John Cena down, a lot of the WWE stars to come down and get people interested. Who's to say that they can't do that? But with now NXT alumni, why can't we have Seth Rollins come down and have a match? Why can't we have Roman Reigns come down and have a match? Or Sami Zayn, or Kevin Owens, or Apollo Crews? I keep forgetting he even exists.
I mean, to be fair, if there's ever a person who's like suddenly pushed back down, after being called up. I've got a bad feeling it could be him. But
Yeah,
like,
but look at
yeah.
what happened with Emma. She got pushed back down after her flop debut, and then she's awesome now.
yeah,
Yeah.
Going back down isn't a
What I'm
bad
try-
thing.
Hang on, this is a different topic. What I'm trying to say is that even if there was a mass call-up, I don't think NXT is buggered. At the end of the day, NXT is a developmental system. It's even though it is a brand, and I get that, it is a developmental system, and WWE
I
sees
know
it.
that, but
Like if
I
they
know
took
that, but like,
down, like the reason why SmackDown's buggered at the moment is because they ended the brand split and they put all the main storylines on Raw. That's when you worry about SmackDown, and that's what happened. That's why it's got really bad ratings. NXT is just a developmental system. I don't think if they bring everyone up, and I'm not saying they will, I just think that saying, oh, if all these guys go, it's buggered, no one will watch it. No, I disagree.
I think like one of the reasons why NXT is suddenly growing to the mass popularity, like just how popular and just fantastic that it is because of these matches and stuff like that with people like Austin Aries and Shinsuke and Apollo Crews and Neville, who, you know, you knew from the indies that they could do this kind of stuff. I don't know if a Hugo Knox.
The biggest.
But then you're watching NXT to see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and then you see Jason Jordan and Chad Gable. And it's like, oh, these guys are brand new. I've never heard of them before, but I love them. Same with Enzo and Cass. And like
You can have NXT alumni come down still. Like what they did with NXT first started. They had Rey Mysterio, John Cena, all these guys come down and make appearances and have matches. You know,
It wasn't as popular back then because it was.
because people didn't have a very good way to watch it, but now everyone watches it all the time.
I think you guys are being a bit too doom and gloom, personally, but we'll have to wait and see how the brand split turns out. So, of course, we're coming up to, well, we're in the second hour. We've got about 40 minutes left of the show. May as well transition into the main Suplah show, which is, of course, the news. Andy, his eyes get bright, not realising that he has to get news and that he should have done this before the show started an hour and a half ago. So...
Well, I think it's about time we stop the pain momentarily because we have a couple of comments to pad out the time, Andy. we got a riveting comment here from Funny Child Games, which says, "Hi."
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Is it
We got
me?
a
Comment on that would be good.
Did I just get a vision of Bloom Boy? Am I the only one who got that?
Yes.
Okay.
What are you
Okay,
talking
first
about?
things first. I have
Hang
the first
on,
piece of
Andy.
news. Oh,
It's doing comments.
Ghost
I
Rider vs.
understand how
Punisher.
this works.
Do we know yet who is in charge of what brand? No, because even they don't know, apparently. I don't think they've decided internally what's happening.
Teddy Long randomly came back.
Teddy Long got senile and came back.
Holla, holla, holla.
Tried to book a four-way Iron Man tag match. What?
Yay.
I love Teddy. Teddy's my favorite, greatest WWE character ever made. I'm glad he's back. I want him in
No.
charge of SmackDown. Shut up. I want him in charge of SmackDown. I don't care who's in charge of Raw because, to be honest, depending on who's drafted to where, I'm probably not going to bother with Raw. I'm just going to bother with SmackDown. But I think a key thing to remember here about the brand split in relation to NXT is that Triple H himself has said that there is a reason why it is called The End, and we don't know why. He only said that we will see why it is called The End when we watch it later on tonight.
Great.
So it could be the end of NXT as we know it. It could be the end of Smojo vs. Finn Balor. It could be any of those. We just don't know.
Fucking apocalypse, just a fucking, like, locust rain from the sky just in the middle of it.
Yeah, locust
What the
rain
f-
from the sky, meteors come up from Antarctica, and he ends the streak. All the typical signs of the end of the world.
Mate, that one's not going to happen. Even
Rest
if
of
it
the
was
world
the
ain't
end of the
ending
fucking
anytime
world,
soon.
even if it was the end of the goddamn world, and I was like, well, we should probably do this because it's the end of the fucking planet, the answer would always be no. Anyway, so the point is...
Oh, sorry, I'm kind of busy. I got a dental appointment. I gotta go.
I gotta go die at the end of the
I'm
world.
late for my prostitute recital. I have to leave.
I'd rather die. So, yeah.
I just don't want to.
Yeah, Andy, I know it's the end of the world, but you disgust me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no thanks.
Wow. Jesus. If I meet somebody who says that to me,
Do
I
you
think
need to
I'll
borrow
literally-
this, Andy? Do you just need to borrow this for a sec, maybe?
No. So I have news. Let's move
What
on.
news have you got?
Brock fucking Lesnar is fighting at UFC 200, and he has an opponent. His name is Mark Hunt.
Your what?
Mark Hunt. I know it's a stupid name.
Bruh.
I was waiting for someone to make that joke eventually.
I know his name is Mark Hunt. Sounds like
Stop! What? Stop saying that.
Yeah.
why? That's his
This is
name.
a family show, damn it.
No, it's not.
No, but
It's
it's
definitely
not. Just
not.
stop saying that. Just
Oh,
stop
sorry.
saying that.
Before we talk about Brock Lesnar versus that, can we just talk very quickly about Swerved and
No.
how
We can.
much fun it has been?
So much fun.
Hang on,
Okay.
Carmine looks like he's in pain.
I just haven't seen it yet, so
Oh right, well,
Because he doesn't have a network because he hates wrestling.
take a breather for 5 minutes. I can't believe they got Vince McMahon to do a skit. That was impressive.
That was very good. That was very good. I'm glad they roped in a couple of bigger names. We also had Randy Orton on, I think, episode 3, episode 4, one of those. I thought that was a very good series of pranks.
But I think the standout one is either the prize time with Dean Ambrose, which was amazing, or the Performance Center in episode 1.
I think I really have to go with the Performance Center prank. That was a whole other level, because not only did they prank a couple of fans, they also pranked 99% of the NXT locker room as well. It was just, I didn't think they would ever do that. It's so amazing.
So basically, just to kind of set it up for everyone, they had an all-access day, and Brock Lesnar guy was there as well. Everyone knows Brock Lesnar guy. And
Unfortunately, yes.
he had one of the fans was obviously a plant. He was an actor, and what was it? He was going around, and one of the first things they did was a promo, and the actor, breaks one of the cameras. Then they have a match, and he comes out as one of the NXT guys as managers, and he just keeps trying to get into the ring to the point where Sami Zayn looks like he's about to hit him. Legit, keep saying don't get up. And then he nicks Finn Balor's phone and blames it on Brock Lesnar guy. And Albert is a scary man when he's angry.
Yeah.
So everyone else seems disinterested. So didn't quite go according to plan.
Fair enough. Yeah, you should watch it. It's very good. It's very, very good. I liked it.
I haven't seen it, so I don't.
No one
know.
cares. We got more news though. Something I don't think any of us know about. We are getting another season of Breaking Ground tonight, right after the end.
What?
I knew that.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
This
New
has
episode
come
of
out.
Breaking Ground.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's scheduled to be 1 hour long, according to the network.
Really? Huh.
Apparently,
come
it's
out-
just a one-off episode, catching up with some of the cast from last year. Apparently, it's not a new season. It's just a 1 hour special.
That's stupid. I like Breaking Ground.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's Tyler Breeze. He's done nothing.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
talk about Tyler Breeze.
Adam Rose has been fired.
Adam Rose is gone.
Adam
Yeah.
who? Adam who?
Who?
They basically-
Da, da, da.
Oh!
Who?
Oh!
Who?
Oh!
Who?
Oh!
Okay, wait, this is descending into anarchy. Stop.
Why?
So, I mean, okay, great, Breaking Ground. It was good. I don't care. Brock Lesnar, damn it.
Oh, shut
Yeah.
up! I don't care about fucking UFC. I don't care. It's dumb and
WWE guy
fake.
fighting.
Shut up about your goddamn MMA, for fuck's sake, you purist.
Is this a bad time to say that WWE are lobbying to get Ronda Rousey?
I don't care about Ronda Rousey. She's not a wrestler.
But Brock Lesnar
I
is a
don't
wrestler,
care.
and he's fighting Mark Hunt.
So
Yeah,
stop saying that.
Andy is the same guy who said that he thought the Vaudevillains was too gimmicky for wrestling.
No, he also said that they're not a main event tag team.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Just saying. We got some more comments though. One from this Janie Patel broad,
Hmm.
who says,
A broad in Atlanta.
Amanda.
Oh yeah, Andy. My friend said she might do the dirty with you.
Wait, who's this?
Janie's friend.
Breaking news: the streak might end.
I'm
Also in
Yeah.
in brackets, but it's been a while for her, so that's probably why.
So she's desperate.
Can't pick and choose in your scenario, my friend. You know.
Yeah,
you talking
beggars
about
can't
me
be
or her?
choosers.
What's happening?
Both. I
Talk to
guess.
Janie about ending the streak.
All right, I'll talk to you.
Idiot.
Not literally. No, Liam, don't hurt me. I'm not going to talk to her about ending the streak.
Andy, to be fair, any goal's a hole, right? So
Wow, that is the worst thing you've ever said.
Yeah, literally. I
No,
think
it's not.
Liam,
No, it's not.
You even got the phrase wrong. It's any holes are got. What's wrong with you? You fucking idiot.
Any-
You're
any
gonna say
goal is a
something
hole.
controversial. At least get it right. Jesus.
No, when he says any goal is a hole, he means you have to go to Old Trafford.
Stick my. Okay,
Do
right.
the business with the goalpost.
there you go.
It's a goal. Anyway,
Any goal's a hole.
moving on.
We also got a
Speaking
comment
of
from
things-
Terry Garland, who says, "Can you shout me out?" Hi, Terry Garland.
Hello.
Is that
Hey.
in relation to Garland from Final Fantasy? Probably not. No one cares. Another comment from Bieber Has No Wiener, who says, "Thank you, Sam, putting Andy in his place. That's what I'm here for."
What does that mean?
It means you
Shut
suck.
up.
I don't suck. You suck.
You suck. You suck. You suck.
Who?
You suck.
You suck.
God's sake.
What was
That
that?
just started sounding like your awful Titus O'Neil impression.
I have other news if you want to hear it.
Oh, is it about UFC?
No, Triple H met with the NWA president.
The
Oh, wait.
NWA?
Oh, the real NWA. Okay.
Yeah, not that NWA. Not straight
I'm
out.
done. Fuck it. I'm just.
Yeah.
Do you mean the rap group or the dead organization?
The dead organization.
The
Well, I
Colt
say dead
Cabana always
organization.
seems to be the champion of.
No matter. What is that?
Colt Cabana always seems to be the NWA champion every time I check.
It's either him or Rob Conway. It's either one of those two. But what, Andy? Tell us more.
Well, apparently they met up, and it's rumored because they're going to acquire some of the rights to stick probably onto the network.
Yep, probably. Let's talk about something that I've wanted to talk about all week. Me and Sam were close to doing a single video about this. But I thought that was a good time to talk. Sam obviously knows exactly what I'm about to bring up.
Brock Lesnar.
No.
not Brock.
No.
Has anybody been keeping up with TNA recently?
No, and I'm scared now.
Oh God, I know what you mean. Brother Nero, I know what you mean.
Oh, this. Okay.
Has anybody watched the contract signing between Matt Hardy and Brother Nero?
I have.
So bad.
So good.
That table. That poor table.
That poor coffee table.
Yeah.
Right next to the fucking ring. In the middle of that warehouse.
This was
Seriously, post.
probably. I remember watching it and just thinking, I actually can't believe that they've done this because it was so awful. The camera work was terrible. And it's a shame because it actually starts off quite promising. If you haven't seen it, it's on TNA's YouTube. Go and watch it. I think it's the most watched video they have at this point. Because it's so bad. It's like the Room of promos. It starts off really promising because they have like a fucking drone and it's some beautiful landscapes of their houses and the lands that they live on, and it was brilliant. And then Matt Hardy starts, yes, the lands, and then Matt Hardy starts reciting something to the drone, right? He's like, "This is where Brother Nero will." I don't understand why he keeps calling him Brother Nero. Like, I'll admit, I haven't
loving it.
storyline, but it doesn't make
I
sense.
have a reason. It's because he has brain damage.
Oh God, I don't care about his shit.
Here was the thing.
Fucking Frederick Douglass hair.
Because before this, they had Jeff Hardy versus Willow, right? But it wasn't just one willow, it was 3 willows, and one of them turned out to be Matt Hardy. And not even Josh Matthews could sound shocked by it. God.
Make it stop.
I
Yeah.
think Andy's having a stroke.
I think I'm having a stroke.
He's being possessed by Brother Nero.
Oh, no.
3 willows. Why was there 3 of them?
I prefer Free Willy.
Willow!
And the thing about Willow is the reason why he's not intimidating is because he sounds like a chipmunk. Like, I don't find Alvin scary. I'm sorry.
Wait, you don't? Oh, shit.
So my nightmares are unjustified?
Yeah, it's not.
No.
It's Simon. He's the scary one.
Oh,
Mm.
Theodore's
What's the
terrifying.
fat one that eats everything? The Ryback Chipmunk? What's he called?
Theodore.
That one.
Theodore back.
Oh,
So-
God.
Anyway, it leads to Jeff Hardy riding around on his motorcycle for about 30 seconds, and that's it. That's literally, it was just drone shots of Jeff Hardy on a motorbike because they thought it looked cool. Like, there was no need for them, but okay. Anyway, Jeff Hardy gets there, and he starts arguing with Rebby as she's about to get into the car with baby Max. But this is a problem that I also have with this, because TNA has been very careful with how they set out their backstage segments. They're very much like, oh, look, it's candid camera. We're zooming in, zooming out. Oh, look, don't ask how we get microphones in there. We just do. But for the most part, they try and treat it like it's genuinely real, and this camera's backstage is just grab stuff. So then when you've got a close-up of Rebby arguing with Jeff Hardy, and then it goes to the drone, and there's no cameraman, it just looks really bad. It just sucks me out of it. Like, either try and make it look real, or don't. Right?
Seems like they're copying a little bit of Lucha Underground, how they try to make it like a TV show.
I have an
thing about
explanation.
Lucha-
Funny enough, I have an explanation as to why it ended up like this.
Go on.
According to certain rumors, certain members of the Hardy family, not dropping any names, they filmed it themselves.
Of course they
This
did.
explains. Yeah, this explains a lot.
Oh my
Because-
God! Why would you allow 2 wrestlers to film their own fucking thing? Why? Why would they allow? Why would they allow that? Why would
It's not a matter of why would
they
you let the
think, like-
wrestlers film their own thing. It's why would you let the Hardys film their own thing?
Yeah, like the Hardys.
Because, to be honest, even if it is terrible, it's getting more eyes on the product, and to be honest, I'm going to be watching Slammiversary. If this didn't happen, I wouldn't care about Slammiversary.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Yeah, that's true.
The thing is that as well as that, the camera work itself is really bad. It goes in and out of focus for no reason. The editing is just erratic at best, and I'm sure Sam will agree with me on that. And then, so it cuts then, after the argument and Rebby drives off, it then cuts to Matt Hardy playing a piano really badly, because apparently he's articulate or whatever, despite being brain damaged. It's, who needs characters? You know, who needs logic? It's just Matt Hardy's got brain damage, but he can play a piano. Yep.
Maybe
okay.
he's a savant. That's his one skill, is playing piano. Not even wrestling, just piano playing.
I think I agree with you there. Anyway, so Jeff comes in, and they have a really weird argument about how Matt apparently has his fame has brought them their success, and he's like, your daughter's playing with the toys bought with the money off my work, and then Jeff's like, no. Anyway, it gets really weird. And then they walk outside, and there's a cameo by Matt Gardner, and this sequence lasts for about 30 seconds, and Matt's like, it's going to end where it all began, and then there's a ring in like a barn.
Yeah, no, keep going. You're entirely on the ball here.
There's like a ring in a barn, and Matt gets in it, and he's like, Brother Nero, it will end where it all began. And I'm like, oh, so it's going to be like an empty arena match in a barn. And it's like, no, it's just supposed to be symbolic. And then Jeff...
No, keep going. No, you're on track. Keep going.
Matt's in the ring, and then Jeff goes to get in the ring, and he gets in the ring, and then Matt gets out of the ring, but he cocks up, leaving the ring, but they leave it in the promo. They didn't need to reshoot it, right? Anyway, so Matt gets out, and then they, like, at a table, I don't even fucking remember at this point, they're at a table, right? And Jeff's just like, oh, what is it? What is it that you said, Matt? And the camera works awful. It's like not even focusing on their faces. It's like focusing on the fucking roof at this point. Anyway, they get back in the ring for some reason, and Matt's in the ring, and Jeff's on the apron. And then Rebby comes back in during the argument, right? And then Rebby's got a fake baby, and she throws it at Jeff. Jeff catches the baby. He's like, what is this? It's a fucking doll, Jeff. It's not real. That he's holding. He's like, what is this? And then Matt hits him over the head with a bottle.
That he just got.
He literally pulled this bottle, I imagine, out of his own ass, because there is no explanation where the fuck he got this thing from, and it's like, oh, a doll! What the fuck is this shit? It's just, oh god.
So Matt hits Jeff over the head with a bottle, right? But Jeff doesn't, like, you know, as you would in real life, nearly die, because that's glass hitting the back of your head. Jeff just acts slightly wounded, like slightly off balance, and he's still holding onto the rope.
He just ragdolls while holding on to the rope. It's like he's dabbing. It's so bad.
Like,
And then Matt comes out, and they're on the apron, and he grabs Jeff, and he says something to him in his weird Matt Hardy way, and then he rock bottoms him onto, not even through, onto the coffee table that kind of just collapses.
It just splits in half.
And then Matt acts like he's just basically vanquished Ultron.
And then the final shot is like Jeff under the table, like Wicked Witch of the West underneath the house in Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was like my grandma's table too.
Yeah. That's how that
So
is.
that was that promo, and I just go and watch it because it's just the oddest, most awful thing, to the point where it was so bad that even TNA themselves have parodied the video.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you have I think it was EC3, Eli Drake, Tyrus, and Rockstar Spud, who decided to go on this little conquest to parody the video, to the point, nice wearing of the beanie by the way, to the point where EC3 playing Matt Hardy has a bit of toilet paper taped to his head. And then you have Tyrus carrying around Rockstar Spud like he's the baby.
Oh my god.
It's absolutely magical.
It's brilliant.
Yeah. And then basically this entire thing has been setting the entire wrestling community on fire. Can't blame them, to be honest, but I know it's absolutely bad, and I know it's absolutely terrible, and I know that it's a disgrace to the face of TNA, which hasn't had much grace since about 2002. I think it's one of the smartest things they've ever done.
Accidentally.
Accidentally. Because they're getting more eyes on the product, and it's not in the way that, oh my god, this is so terrible. It's like, oh my god, it's so bad, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. I don't even know.
That's something that they've not had for a long time.
This goes back to a conversation that me and Liam had a long time ago about TNA, though, where we said TNA's doomed as far as being a serious wrestling product, but what they can do is be a parody wrestling product. They can be a fucking joke. Like, be the Room. Be the Room of wrestling companies.
And they're on their way to doing it with that promo.
Yeah, to be fair, there's a reason why I love The Room, and that's because it's a terrible, terrible movie. And I love The Room so much, right? I'm going to do this for free, right? I have this. This is probably one of my all-time favourite books. It pretty much documents the making of The Room. And Carmine, I know you've seen it. You need to get this book.
I am very interested.
Very, very good. It's written by Greg Sestero, who played Mark in the movie.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. Didn't I show you the room, Andy?
Yes, you did. And
Yes.
it was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. And it hurts. It hurts to talk about it.
But this is
Don't
what
touch me, motherfucker.
this is what I mean, right? It's such a bad film that I love it this much that I bought a book about how it was made. TNA can actually learn something from that. There is an audience for bad things and bad.
It's us.
There you go. Right? Like Sam
But
said.
the thing is,
Hang on, I'm not finished. Like Sam said, I'm actually interested in where this goes, just because I want to see how bad it can get. If it can get any worse.
How deep does the Frederick Douglass hole go is the question we really want to know here.
and
So,
but that's
in
not
that
good.
respect, to me, TNA's doing something right.
Yeah.
That
No.
sentence felt like it was weird for you to say.
No,
TNA
that's
doing the right thing.
It is. It's so bad. And I remember when I was at university, right? No word of a lie. I actually wrote an essay to say why The Room is probably one of the most successful movies ever made. In that the audience is constantly engaged with the film, to the point where people can recite it like line for line. Whilst it achieves it for the wrong reasons, more people probably remember The Room better than, say, Wolverine Origins.
Or even Avatar.
Or Avatar. I don't even remember Avatar.
I can tell you the entire plot of The Room front to back. I don't even know where to begin with Pocahontas with aliens. Right? You know what I mean?
There's an argument made to say that it's actually more successful than a lot of films being made today. And I'm sorry, this is going off completely. But what I am saying is that there is an audience for this kind of market. And I think TNA should embrace it. And by the looks of it, they should. And they are. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. They should, and they should.
Yes.
Nope.
They should.
I mean, it would have been okay.
Hang on, Andy. We've got a couple of comments coming in here.
God damn.
Oh, man. Jesus, Sam.
Beaver has no wiener says, if Andy was getting mugged, would you guys help him?
No,
It's hard
they
for the
obviously
mugger.
wouldn't.
It's hard for the mugger to help his victim.
You guys are awful. You guys are the worst.
Would you?
Say anything.
Why do I do a podcast with you guys?
It depends. If Andy was getting mugged by like an 8-year-old girl, I wouldn't do shit. Like if you can't take an 8-year-old, that's on you.
Yeah.
But if it's, I don't know.
If it was me.
If it was you, probably not. I'd probably laugh and try to vine it.
I'd be there like, dude, come on.
World star. World star.
Yeah, that'd be me in the background. World star.
Mhm.
I don't want everyone want stuff. The point is, why the fuck did you
You
help
will.
me?
Well, would Liam help?
Of course fucking not.
Great, brilliant, awesome. You make me feel so happy that we're all fucking friends.
World star.
World star. Well, no, the point of that is, Andy, don't get mugged.
I can control that, can't I?
Yes, you can.
You're working out, ain't you? Get strong. Don't get mugged.
Aren't you small? Aren't you kind of ripped?
But no. Well, somebody told me I was. I was just like, that's nice. Anyway, next comment. Go.
Well, I think Antonio says it best with a comment here that says, what does it say? What does it say? I can read.
Oh yeah.
They would
brilliant.
mug
I
him
can't.
after the mugger ran off. Yeah. I'd get the scraps. I'd get what's left. I'd get his shirt. I'd steal his clothes.
I take his shoes like on Friday.
Yeah.
You guys are awful.
Why would
I'd give them back to him. I don't need Andy's shoes.
Yeah, I'd give them back. They wouldn't fit me, for God's sake.
That's
Actually, I
the
might
other
give it
thing
to
I was
Ellie.
going to say.
They fit Ellie.
Give them. No, you could give Andy shoes to needy children. That you know. No, you could be a Robin Hood. Steal from the Quan to the poor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that far. I ain't gonna steal from a friend.
No, I wouldn't steal from Andy to give it to anyone else. I would just steal from him to annoy him.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'd be nice. I'd steal it to give it to a needy child.
I'm like the black adopted brother he never had that constantly fucks with him.
Yeah. In a way, we're all the black adopted brothers of Andy that he never had.
Jesus.
Some are blacker than others, like Keelan.
Some are blacker than others, some are in fact not black at all, but the point still remains.
We're all black except for Andy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Word.
yeah.
What is going on?
All I know is that Carmine isn't touching this with a barge pole by the looks of
Nope.
things. He looks so panicked.
Yeah, fuck it.
Someone's turning
What kind of friend are you? You're not even going to his defense.
Yeah.
Ow! Fuck off!
No. Pastor man, you wanna stick up for your friend? Do it.
I have!
No, you've been saying, "Whoa, you guys, whoa."
Oh yeah, that's defending me, is it? Going, wow.
Oh, Andy, you should not be doing that.
Oh, my only friend, and I've just pissed him off. Why would I do that?
See what you do?
See what you
Everything
make
I
us do,
touch, I
Andy?
break.
See what
Everything
you
I
make us
touch, I
do?
hurt. What's wrong with me?
No, wait, I think it's time to break out the other side.
There you go.
I hate these signs. Plankman planes back.
You want Plankman planes? Okay.
I prefer that than a sign that says "fuck off, Andy."
I'm getting him. He's coming.
No,
Hey,
get
Andy.
that cup away from me.
Hey, Andy, shut the fuck up.
No, that's Cupman canes.
I'll make
Cutting
love
cake.
to you later.
Cupman.
Hey, Andy. How you doing today, buddy?
You my only friend.
Who the hell are you?
Bad friend. I'm not a good friend.
This show
I'm
has
your
descended.
only friend.
This show's descended into total chaos.
Yeah.
What do you mean, Andy?
Liam looks like he's about to fucking lose the plot.
Liam's about to lose his shit.
Oh god, how did we get here? How did we get from Frederick Douglass, Matt Hardy to a plank of wood?
Well, you
Is
see,
that
Andy, in the 1800s, slavery was a very popular.
We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
not
not
doing
what
this.
we're doing.
So anyway, moving
Let's
on.
talk about the end instead. We got
Yes.
a couple of minutes left on this live stream. Let's give some final predictions on what we think is going to happen at the end.
To be fair, Sam was just reciting historical events that had happened. To be fair.
Yeah, but this is a wrestling show.
This isn't. Oh no, I'm not going to say that. That's bad. So anyway, moving on.
Yeah, tune in next week where I give a history lesson with Plankman Plains about slavery.
I'm not going to lie, I'm tuning into that.
Yeah.
Alright, we got another comment from Antonio that says, Roman Reigns is your only friend that laughs at Andy while he gets mugged by Vince Russo.
Damn.
That's cold.
That's elaborate.
That shit is cold. Anyway.
We're almost at the end of the end.
What do we think, guys? Final bets, we're gonna lay them down. Almas versus Dillinger.
Almas.
Albus.
Wherever that guy is.
Great.
Liam does not.
I said Kalisto!
Kalisto is in this match.
Racism.
Kalisto washing. Anyway.
Get it? That's the joke.
Shut up. American Alpha versus the Revival. American Alpha.
American
Alpha.
American Alpha.
That was just a big murmur of American Alpha.
American Alpha.
American Alpha.
What's your favorite movie? RoboCop.
Has anyone seen the movie Tron? No, yes. I mean, no. Anyway. Asuka versus Nia Jax. Asuka.
Nia Jax.
Asuka?
Andy says Nia Jax.
Someone playing something in the background.
I don't know what
I
that
don't know
is.
either.
What is that?
Great, fantastic.
Right.
Next. Nakamura vs Aries. Let's see how the poll is doing. I think Nakamura.
I think Nakamura.
Nakamura. I voted.
We got a solid 83% behind Nakamura with a 16% by Aries.
Ooh, interesting.
Those numbers don't add up to 100.
The numbers don't lie, fuckface. Finally, main event. Smojo vs Finbler. Steel cage match. NXT Championship. 100% of the people are behind Smojo. I'm also behind Smojo.
Smojo.
Samoa Joe.
Okay,
Jersey
Andy's
Mike.
quick.
I think Andy's dead.
Yeah, I think Eddie just died. He gave up, basically. This is now a funeral for him.
It's because we kept saying that would allow people to mug him. So he's
Yeah.
including his own internet.
Yeah. His internet mugs him daily.
Yeah.
It does.
He's back.
Now there's two.
It's two Andys.
Oh,
It's all
dear
fun
God,
again.
Andy's
dude.
gonna mug
Taking
Andy.
over!
What observe this?
Okay.
Even Andy's gonna mug Andy.
He's multiplying.
Okay.
This is how I actually reproduce, by the way. Just endless.
It's just
And,
mitosis.
and on that note, we're going to end this very odd, crazy episode of live Suplah Nurse. I don't even Suplah Live. That's it. That's the name.
Yes, that's the name of this show, Liam.
We're going to end it now. I'm of course Liam Dunn. Tune in to NXT. We'll be up with a review very, very soon. Not like immediately. We need to wait for the show to happen first. But we will do a review of NXT and let you know all our thoughts. Thank you for joining us. As I said, I have been Liam Dunn.
I've been
Hi.
coming in.
I've been Andy Quad.
Okay, let's take it one at a time.
Oh, which... We were doing so well.
No, we weren't.
No, we weren't. Okay, take two. I have been Liam Dunn.
I
God
have
damn
been
it!
Andy Quad.
For fuck's sake. Andy!
I have been Andy Quad.
I've
Carmine.
been Carmine Antonelli.
Brendan.
I've been Brendan.
Sam.
I want to die.
But don't worry, because the end is coming.
And
Thank you for joining us and good night.
Da 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 da.